Razer is definitely considered a premium brand when it comes to peripherals like keyboards. The Deathstalker is stylish and smart looking. It's not too big or too outrageous despite being a gaming keyboard. I think it looks great with its traditional Razer green key backlight and relatively compact size. I'm less impressed though with the build quality. The keyboard's plastic material doesn't feel particularly premium at all. For a relatively high-end keyboard it feels quite cheap in my opinion. There's also a fair amount of flex in the keyboard when pressed in from the centre. The keyboard itself is relatively thin and lightweight, and while the chiclet-style keys mean you don't have to press it quite as firmly as you would on a mechanical keyboard for example, it certainly doesn't feel as well built as you'd expect. So what's it like to use? Well, the low-profile chiclet keys provide more of a laptop-style keyboard experience. It's similar to what you'd find on a MacBook Pro or Dell XPS for example. They're well spaced, incredibly quiet and very responsive. I had no trouble touch typing within seconds of using the keyboard, despite the keys having only around 2mm of travel. The keys are completely smooth and flat, so sometimes it can be a little more difficult to move from key to key with your fingers, and the lack of grip makes you feel slightly less secure when gaming than a more traditional or mechanical keyboard. So whereas mechanical keyboards provide a reassuring but often too loud clacking sound, the Deathstalker is very quiet. Given the name, the Deathstalker gaming keyboard from Razer should be one of the finest gaming keyboards you can buy. It has built-in anti-ghosting technology, so you can press as many keys as you have fingers. There's also a dedicated gaming key, which disables common keyboard commands like Ctrl-Alt-Delete or Alt-F4 to make sure you don't accidentally leave your game. There's also a macro recorder key, which allows you to record and save a combination of key presses. In my experience, while the chiclet-style keys are great for typing, they aren't quite as good for gaming. The smooth, flat surface, small key travel and fairly spongy feedback means you never really feel as confident as you should be when you're using it in fast-paced games. The keyboard's fixed palm rest is about a centimetre or so off the surface that you're using it on, so you need to have your hands and wrists fully on the palm rest or else it's very uncomfortable. That wouldn't be a huge problem in of itself, but the palm rest uses a different kind of glossy plastic material. In short, it makes your palms sweaty and uncomfortable. Even writing this review every few lines, I had to lift up my hands to get some air in there before they started properly sweating and sticking to the keyboard. It's a silly, but in my opinion, fairly major issue and severely impacts the comfort of an otherwise solid keyboard. I've also noticed, even though I haven't used the keyboard for that long, that very quickly it becomes smudged and the grease from your fingers gets sort of stuck on the keys and the keyboard. You can see the darken areas on the keys themselves, so it's something that you're going to have to clean fairly regularly. It definitely does collect the grease and the dirt. In terms of software, you can download Razer Synapse 2.0 to register and update your Razer devices, as well as tweak settings and LED colors. On this Deathstalker Expert gaming keyboard, you can have any backlight color as long as it's green. You can't change it, unfortunately. You can adjust the brightness with F11 and F12 though. So for £70 or $80, I expected more from the Razer Deathstalker. It's a solid keyboard, but the palm rest issues, which if I'm honest I'm surprised I haven't really heard any other reviewers mention, made it simply too uncomfortable to enjoyably use. The chiclet keys provide a great typing experience, but I wouldn't recommend it if you are a hardcore gamer. I hope you found this review of the Deathstalker helpful. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Tech Chap, as I'll have a review of the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Elite mechanical keyboard up in a couple of days. So thank you very much for watching guys, and I'll catch you again on the Tech Chap.